Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. This is March 13th of 2023, and it's almost 2 a.m. in the morning. Let's see what's going on. We've got an order of groceries coming at 8 a.m. I need to go to bed here in a little bit. I've got the alarm set on my new cell phone. I logged into my doctor's site and left a message to the doctor saying that I have a sore throat, but I don't have a temperature. And could I get a antibiotic or something for my throat? Anyway, I left that. Then another problem I've been having is with Walgreens, the pharmacy that I use. And I've used them for years and years and years. And a few years ago, they made some changes to their software or something, and things have been messed up ever since. But, they're a couple blocks away. I can't make it a couple blocks now, but they're a couple blocks away. But they also will deliver your prescriptions, I have some prescriptions. One I've been without for a week or so, and some others that need to be, refilled. And I go through and I've filled this thing out on their site again, repeatedly, where I go and I click, to automatically just refill all my prescriptions when the time comes and whatever. And then I go back later on, or sometimes I don't go back for a while, and it's been, they want me to, I have to click it again. Now, for the last couple weeks or whatever, I've gone through and I've only done it maybe 3 times, but 3 times. I go there to see if they have any prescriptions that are going to deliver out to me. No. And then when I go to the place to click, and I start down the list, as I go down the list, then a thing pops up, says you need to enter your credit card information. And I enter it. And then after I enter it and press whatever, then it says, oh, we're having a problem. And, oh my God. So, the only thing for me to do is to call them on this, call the pharmacy when they're open. And then I think they'll get taken care of, because it's something, and I even, finally, the last time, yesterday or whatever, I put a different credit card in. The same thing happened. So it's something with their software, I think, that is set up, and going through and entering it online doesn't work. But if you tell the person on the phone and they enter it in there, then I think it'll click in. So I guess I'll get my start on my prescriptions tomorrow. The audio device that I returned, like I told you would happen, I think they picked it up, the day before yesterday, whatever day it was. And before the truck could get, back to its place, it showed up, on Amazon, that, and then I checked and it showed up at the bank immediately. But in the past, it showed up and I've got the money, it was boom, available. Now this time, there's a thing where it's listed as deposited, and they put the money, Amazon put the money in my bank. But it says you can't, the bank has a thing, says, oh, you can't use it or take it out because we're waiting for one more thing from, Amazon to show up, some type of a click or something or other. So I mean, it really doesn't matter, except what else? Oh, I'm going to skip here pretty quick. I'm a little bit worried that, something's going to close up or something on my breathing or something. I mentioned I've got 2 from eBay coming about manuals on my cell phone. I'll need those. So what else? I think now this doesn't scroll, and I figured out one time, I did this and figured out how one time to get this to scroll, or not this specific page, but any page like this. So it's just something that I'm doing wrong, and I need to work on that. I've been thinking about, my computer, it just acts a little bit weird. And I'm running Windows 11, and I'm using my B-Link little mini computer, but there's just some things that are just little things that are just not right, and what I'm thinking about doing, but I better not do. But I keep thinking about it is, going and, reinstalling Windows. And of course my choices are without personal information, or of course I'd want to, but it would have my personal information, all my photos and things like that. But the thing that it apparently would not have would be all of the programs that I have, installed. I need to reload the drivers and that kind of stuff, and I don't know. So also, I've got some problems with my other computers, and if this would mess up this, I could be in a bind. One of my computers, and that's the B-Link, the other B-Link, the first one that I got. And it was working fine until, I don't know, several weeks ago. I put it away up on the shelf, and then I decided to bring it back out and hook it up. And when I turn it on, the light comes on and everything, and then it shuts down. And I think it's a power supply problem. But as far as of right now, I can't depend on that. And the other thing is, what's the other? Can't remember. There's another problem. So I don't want to do anything until I make sure that I have a backup computer, so that, that's dependable. What else? Oh, I need to take my night meds. That's another thing. When I take my medicine, it seems like it's catching back there. It seems like it goes back and hangs up on something. Still does. Feels like it hanging up back there. I don't know what you call that thing that in your throat that kind of hangs down a little bit. I don't. Well, I'm not sure I've looked back there that well. But huh. Oh, I tell you. Old age. I watch quite a few of these. They're, I think, mostly up in Utah. Off-road wrecker type things, Matt's Off-Road Recovery, and the others. 2 or 3 of them up there that I watch. A lot of these Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus, which I have, are several years old, the reviews of it. I guess it doesn't make any difference. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's Young Turks. A woman marries herself and immediately regrets it. I don't know what that's about. It's amazing the things, you know, if I can remember, years back, they would say, experts would say that animals were not smart, or what was it, how did they put it? Not intelligent or something. Yeah, there's something hanging up, a pill hanging up back there. Look at that, I just coughed up a pill from back there. It feels like maybe there was 3 of them. It's, you know, it's like there's a little step or something there, and it hangs there. I need, I guess, look with a light and see if that thing that hangs down in the back of your neck, if it's swollen or something. Back of your throat, I guess, I mean. Yeah, I think there's another one still there. Oh, yeah, that's what I was, you know, they said that, I can remember scientists and things, people, whatever they call the people in that area of, you know, that animals couldn't make tools. And then, of course, we saw, you know, a few years later, or whatever, octopus, very smart. They, you know, they do all kinds of tool making and things. And then there's birds. I forget which ones it are that will fly to an intersection with a nut or something, some type of a thing like that, and they'll sit there, and then they know that when the lights turn red, that the cars stop, and then they'll drop their things down, and then when the cars start up, they run over it, they crack the nut, the birds go down and get it. But then with YouTube, the things that I'm sure that you're seeing, that you see, is unbelievable. Dogs, cats, ducks. I mean, everything. You see them doing things. The other day, I've seen it before, I think. 2 dogs. There was a catfish caught in and it was in a river or something, but it got too close, and then it couldn't. There's not enough water. They got in front of it, or on the side of it, and they were making digging up a little sand or whatever to make a way so it could go out, and it did. A turtle that turned on its back, it would die, and other turtles came over and turned it over, and tons of things like that. So, and yeah, it's just amazing. All animal. Well, I don't want to encourage vegetarians too much, but man, dogs, cats, everything else are. So, I wish I could find that. If you happen to run across it, if you can find that link someplace, or maybe not a link, maybe do a search. I'd like to run that little thing. Hey, some expert saying, well, an animal's not smart because or doesn't have intellect or something or other because, well, it can't make a tool. That's the deciding factor, whether it can make a tool. The things I'm seeing, and I'm sure you're seeing too, if you're looking around YouTube at anything other than porn. Well, there's no porn on YouTube, I guess, but yeah, it's amazing. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Please give a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Do something, maybe, I've thought about, but I don't think, and I'm not saying anything bad about you people, because I don't know what you do, and what your things are that you contribute to and stuff like that. But I've thought about when things happen, putting, a link to, like when the hurricane in Puerto Rico, and when things, the things happen, putting someplace, that is legit, where you can donate money or things like that. But I'm not going to do it. There's plenty of places to do that, and you're probably doing it anyway. And a lot of you, can't afford it, or in a position like I am, that you really can't afford to, be making donations. Although I've, all my life over the, back before there was a World Wide Web and everything else, I was, I donated money to, people that created sites and hardware and stuff, that kind of stuff. The first commercial web type thing, I was his first. I donated money, and you didn't have to donate money. I donated money. Nobody was donating money. He mentioned several times on his software that he had written and designed. He'd also be asking me, what can I do to improve it? And I said, I can't think of anything. And then, of course, he would make an improvement to it. And then finally, anyway, I sent him a check. That's before PayPal and all that kind of stuff. And then I logged into his site, and he said, Jim, I got your check today. And he said, my wife has, of course, been telling me that I've been wasting my time doing this, and I'm not going to get any money from it or whatever. And he said, so she's right here beside me, and wanted her to meet you, whatever. Oh, he also logged in because I was using his software. He logged into it with his wife to my site. And then, I forget at what point, it wasn't very long, I logged into his site and there was a message and everything. Well, he got in to chat with me. But there was a message that he had sold his software to a company, and I don't know if he was joking or not. I forget, because I forget exactly what he said, like we're going to move to an island or something like that. But I never heard from him again, and I never saw any stuff that he did, again. So I don't know. And then years later, when I worked, there wasn't any software that you could go into a computer store for like um, hosting or whatever. Well, of course, I wrote a BBS program with the people, but anyway, after, but when I was in Miami, Florida, and when I was working at CompUSA, on the shelf there that came in, and I priced it. That was my thing, doing the pricing or whatever, was the software that I had been the first person to pay this guy for. And so anyway, pretty amazing stuff going on. I think maybe the other pill dissolved. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.